Oscar Sudi made some remarks yesterday that have been causing a lot of heated political debates. Before we listen to him, let me quote what he said yesterday. Msikie vizuri, nataka nirudie hapa. Hii Kenya hakuna rais ameenda kwa miaka 5. Kwani huyu ndiye atakuwa wa kwanza? Kama tunafanya nini? Kama tumelala wapi? Kama nini imefanyika? Kwani Kenya ni yenu? The remarks were made yesterday by Oscar Sudi. And before we listen to Oscar Sudi, let me start by saying this. Since the advent of multi-party democracy, there is only one time in Kenya where Kenyans got the president they voted for. And that was in 2002, when Kenyans overwhelmingly voted in Mwai Kibaki. That was the only time in Kenya where Kenyans got the president they voted for. In 1992, 97, 2007, 2013, 2017, and 2022, all those presidential elections were rigged. And if the trend is anything to go by, chances are also very high that 2027 presidential election might also be rigged, unless Kenyans overwhelmingly reject Ruto. If Kenyans, irrespective of their tribes, reject Ruto, then it can be very difficult for William Ruto to rig that election. But looking at Kenyans, the divisions we have in this country, it will be very hard for Kenyans to overwhelmingly reject Ruto. Because what William Ruto will do, he will just mobilize the ethnic political leaders on his side. These ethnic political leaders will in turn convince their ethnic backgrounds to support William Ruto. And already, I'm seeing signs pointing to that. Let's listen to Oscar Sudi before we continue.
Ndio unaona hii WhatsApp ni unaona inatisha watu wengine na hii Facebook. Ninashindana na watu, mimi ni mtu sistuke na sitishike na hizo vitu. Na ndio tulisikia niliambia wajuzi. Nasikia wengine wanasema William Ruto ni tamoja. William Ruto tulifumulia Kibaki, my friend. Wakati ya Kibaki ukikumbuka wakati Nyayo alitoka, uchumi ilikuwa mbaya. Na Kibaki akang'ang'ana. Lakini hakufanya na mwaka moja, hakufanya na miaka 2, hakufanya na miaka 3. Alifanya na miaka 4, miaka 6. Ndio hii ikashika na hii. Sasa huyu wetu amepata tu juzi uongozi, hajamaliza mwaka 2, kuna mwenye anasema pale Ruto Mazigo, sijui nini. Kama hiyo mimi uliwindia rabu. Hawa ngoma nyegorai ni kinyiti. So maybe kita kanyu agile Ruto Mazigo mami oras mama yo agni kwani ole nini kinyaje kurgele watu wanatuambia ati William Ruto Mazigo, tunataka tuambie hawa mtupatie nafasi tuongee 2027 na mujipange, wacha kuongea tu hapo kwa mtandao. Ruto Mazigo, sijui Ruto anachonga amekufa kwa sanduku, sijui nini. Kwanza wewe mwenye ulichonga William Ruto na mwenye ulisponsor kuchora William Ruto, utakufa mbele ya William Ruto na utakufa mbele yetu sisi wote. Wewe ndio utatangulia kwa hiyo kaburi. Yeah. Wewe utatangulia kwa kaburi. Kwa sababu kama wewe ni mtoto wangu anachora mzazi mwingine, si kama amenichora mimi mwenyewe. Wewe mtoto wako ukimruhusu aandike vitu mabaya kwa Facebook ama achore vitu kama hizo, ni kwanza ameanza na wewe mzazi mwenye hiyo bomba. Ameanza na wewe kwanza. Ni wewe ameua, sio mtu mwingine. So tunataka tuambia watu vitisho baridi, mtafute watu wengine wa kutisha. Sisi wengine ni asolas. Huyu William Ruto ni mtoto ya mtu tu alikuwa anauza kuku nini. Mimi mwingine alikuwa na makanga, mwingine hapo alikuwa anafanya nini. So tafuteni watu ya kutisha, watu ya kutisha hawako sahihi area. Mungoje hapo mbele ndio mpata watu ya kutisha. Hiyo maana ya kusema sijui must go, hakuna kwenye tunaenda. Na msikie vizuri, na nataka nirudie hapa, hii Kenya hakuna rais ameenda kwa miaka 5. Kwani huyu ndiye atakuwa wa kwanza? Kama tunafanya nini, kama tumelala wapi, kama nini imefanyika, kwani hii Kenya ni yenu?
Let's put the remarks into perspective. If you are watching us but you are not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Oscar Sudi was speaking in the heart of the Kalenjin nation. And as he spoke, you are clearly seeing the excitement among his tribesmen. They are happy with what he's saying. And that's the nature of Kenya's politics. If today Rigathi decides to support Ruto, most of Rigathi Gachagua supporters will support Ruto. Same to Raila Odinga. Same to Kalonzo Musyoka. So our politics is still tribal, and it will not change anytime soon. Kenyans are still loyal to their ethnic political kingpins and to their favorite political parties. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why I sympathize with some of these Kenyans saying Ruto is one term. Ruto will only be one-term president if Kenyans stop their ethnic political votings. But looking at Kenyans, 2027, Kenyans will still just vote the ethnic way. If you look at Kibaki's first term, Kibaki was very unpopular to a point he even lost in the 2005 referendum. Uhuru Kenyatta was very unpopular in his first term, but all those leaders secured their second terms. Ruto's case is not in any way extraordinary. Ruto is currently very unpopular. That's the perception coming out to Kenyans. In 2013, those who are actively following Kenya's politics can agree with me that Peter Kenneth was the leading candidate. Online Peter Kenneth was the leading candidate. That was in 2013. When elections came, I don't know what happened. There is always a silent majority. This silent majority, it does not speak. Let me give you a good example in the just concluded US presidential elections. In the opinion polls, Kamala Harris was leading. Yes, popular vote. He was leading. In fact, Trump was trailing in the popular vote, according to the opinion polls. It later emerged that Trump supporters were not brave enough to openly show their support for Trump because of the way Trump was. But Kamala Harris supporters, they were very excited and confident of her candidature. I'm seeing the same thing happening in Kenya. William Ruto supporters, because his government has failed, they are not brave to show their support for William Ruto. But they are supporting William Ruto silently and quietly. William Ruto's critiques are very loud because after all they know he has failed. Wakenya bado ni wale wale. They vote along ethnic lines and along their favorite political parties. For Kenyans to send William Ruto home, they must overwhelmingly reject him. Let them not give William Ruto any room where he can maneuver, where he can rig. If 2027 will be a close election, chances are very high it will be very hard to send William Ruto home. The only way is for Kenyans to overwhelmingly reject Ruto. And they can only reject Ruto if they stop their ethnic politics, if they stop all this nonsense of Mutu wa Mlima. Let this tribe come and this tribe come, they gang together against other tribes. That will not work. William Ruto will still win. I know it's very unfortunate, but that's the reality of Kenya's politics. Unless something drastic happens, unless something drastic happens, rigging is possible. And it's possible if that's a close election. To stop rigging, then it has to be an overwhelming rejection of the incumbent. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.